We've made wonder kids and we've had max potential of varying different levels of players and max current ability as well. But one of the questions in the comments has been, what if you did managers? Well, today I've changed every English manager on Football Manager 2024 to have max potential ability. That means some of the biggest names in world football will not be at the biggest jobs because managers from non-league might be going managing Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, whoever, Barcelona, Real Madrid, who knows? So, without further ado, let's get into it. Public service announcement. I, somehow, in July, am developing a cold. I don't know if you can tell. My throat's very, I don't know what the word is. Not sore. We might be able to hear it in my voice. Anyway, I'm telling you now, there are going to be many voice breaks throughout this video. So, stay tuned for them. And if you want to keep a tally and let me know in the comments how many there was, so be it. But here we are today, ladies and gentlemen. The shortlist, if we go to the staff shortlist, go to the staff search. I've looked for every manager that's got 200 potential ability. Now, there is 335 people found. Pep Guardiola actually has 200 potential ability, so ignore him. But you've got some of the biggest names that have been around. We've got Sam Allardyce, Michael Carrick, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard. Now, I've made a few, little one there, I've made a few executive decisions to create a staff shortlist of 10 people so we can sort of maybe follow their careers and see how they all do. Now, I've chosen Jamie Carragher because Jamie Carragher, for some reason, is on this game as a manager, even though I'm not sure he's ever been a manager. So there's that. I've tried to choose managers that are on the younger side. I mean, I've chosen Big Wayne, John Terry, Graham Potter, of course, because he's currently unemployed, so he'll probably go and get a job somewhere. Ryan Mason always does really well, and he's only 32 years of age, so he will last probably the entire experiment. Sean Dyche, of course, the gravelly voice of Sean Dyche, which is quite appropriate given my gravelly sort of throat today. And I've chosen a couple of managers from lower league football. We've got Neil Ardley of Wimbledon Massive back in the day, who's the current manager of York City. And we've got Damien Beckford-Quayle, who is currently the manager of Shepshed, whoever they are. So, yeah, Damien Beckford-Quayle, let's keep an eye on him. He's 44 years of age. He's only got 36 current ability, so I'm really interested to see how he gets on. I've also chosen Jake Littlejohn because he's also 32 and he's got 96 current ability. So I'm wanting to try and help reach their potential. We obviously will also check in on some other managers as well as they sort of go through the experiment, because they probably become managers of teams and be like, oh my God, so-and-so's there. Look at this, blah, blah, blah. So what do we do then? How many years do we jump to begin with? I would say, should we just do a year? Because there's going to be managerial changes throughout the year, isn't there? Should we go on? Let's do 1 year and see what happens. Just before we jump that year, these are the leagues I've got loaded. The big 5 nations. I couldn't be bothered with more because it would take so long to simulate. So there you go. And there's the game. Max potential ability, English managers. Why am I doing it with just English managers and not the whole world? Well, because that opens up another video, and it also allows us to do other nations as well, and also when you've got every manager in the world, it can be insane. And we might just do max current ability for every manager, depending on how this goes. We'll see. Anyway, that's admin for down the line. Let's crack on to 2024. Yeah, we're getting on. So Graham Potter is now the manager of Sevilla. Eddie Howe's been sacked, I would assume. Sacked, yeah. After failing to improve the club's poor financial situation, Newcastle have got £233 million in the bank. Excuse me? Poor financial situation. Eddie Howe's been done dirty there, ladies and gentlemen. Very dirty indeed. Man City have won the league by an absolute landslide. Palace, Brentford and Luton have gone down. Who else has done well? Liverpool, Arsenal, United and Spurs, Champions League football. Chelsea, Conference League football. Newcastle and Villa making up the Europa League spots. And everyone else in the league is much of a muchness. Teams could be interchangeable, going up and down, etc. Burnley have done quite well, 12th, with Vincent Kompany in charge. Now, I did allude to this in another video, Vincent Kompany, about how he is a football manager cheat code and how wherever he goes, he has success. He might have as much success today. And when I looked at his potential ability of 165, I was like, oh, that's low. Maybe it's dynamic. It's not. His potential ability is 165, ladies and gentlemen. And we have seen so many experiments. God, my voice is all over the place. We've seen so many experiments with Vincent Kompany doing so well at 165 potential ability. So just goes to show. It's his personality type, really. 20 professionalism, 20 ambition, pressure, loyalty. Oh, yes. Sorry. Let me go to the shortlist staff search. What I've done as well over here, go to Russell Martin. I have changed their personality types somewhat. Everyone's got 20 ambition and 18 professionalism, because those are the two attributes I think that as a manager will really help kick them on and allow them to flourish, shall we say. So I've changed those two hidden attributes just to give everyone that helping hand, so to speak. The staff shortlist then, well, we've still got Neil Ardley at York, Damien Beckford-Quayle is still at Shepshed, Sean Dyche still at Everton, Frank Lampard still unemployed. Everyone else is still where they were. Wayne Rooney is unemployed still, unfortunately. Sorry, Wayne. Graham Potter's gone to Sevilla, as we'd already mentioned. John Terry is actually the manager of no one. He's the under-21s coach at Chelsea, but he has the propensity to be a manager. What I've done is, the reason how I've done it in the pre-game editor is everyone who's got a staff role of 20 for manager, like as in they want to be a manager, they've had the potential ability boost. So if we look at the managers over here then, and is there anything that stands out? Valverde's gone to Chelsea, Marco Silva, Richard Naylor at Hull. He's just the interim manager, so he's just a member of staff at Hull. Ten Hag, Carrick at Middlesbrough, Chris Wilder, Ange at Spurs, Lopetegui, West Ham, Abelardo at Wolves. Okay, so nothing really happened in England. Nagelsmann's gone to Bilbao. Real Madrid have got Jurgen Klopp, Graham Potter at Sevilla, obviously. Not seen anyone else go who is English to Spain. How about Italy? Doesn't seem to be anyone there at Italy either. Bundesliga, I've got Patrick Vieira at Bayer Leverkusen. So what's their manager history looking like? So they sacked Xabi Alonso. Wow. He's now unemployed. Yeah, so no one in Germany and in France. Ruud van Nistelrooy's gone to Nice. Gattuso's at Marseille. Not sure if that's mirroring real life. Maybe. But no one's there. No one's done anything. Will Still is English. His potential ability is only 145. Why? Why did he not come up? Not sure why Will Still didn't come up. So basically, it might just be people who are based in England as well. English people based in England, because 335 did seem quite low. Although I did edit over 1700 in the pre-game editor, but obviously loads of people aren't loaded, probably because of in lower leagues and stuff. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, so there we go then. Not a lot has happened in that first season, but again, 1 year in, didn't really expect it to. Just thought it'd be interesting just to check in, just to see if anything had happened. We're going to start doing bigger jumps now. 4 more years, so we're 5 years into the future. Let's go to 2028. Has anything changed? Steven Gerrard is still in Saudi Arabia. He's now up at 161. He's been at Al Ettifaq for 5 years. Fair play to him. Graham Potter's now unemployed again. Sacked as manager of Sevilla. Became the manager of Burnley. Got relegated. Also been sacked. They've now got Marco Silva in charge. Vincent Kompany left the manager role. Eddie Howe came in and got sacked as well. Vincent Kompany is at AC Milan. Okay. Look at the staff shortlist then. We've got Neil Ardley at Carlisle at 107. Damien Beckford-Quayle, 41 current ability, still at Shepshed. Now, everybody else is unemployed. Only 9 people there as well. So somebody has left. Who has left, though, ladies and gentlemen? I can't think off the top of my head. Frank Lampard, unemployed. Has he been unemployed since the start? No, he's been at Crystal Palace and Swansea. Left Swansea of his own volition. And then got sacked by Crystal Palace. Okay. Wayne Rooney at 42, 119 current ability. He has been at Peterborough and at Swindon. Sacked from both jobs, unfortunately. John Terry is wanted by AFC Fylde. He's been the manager of Wrexham and Blackburn Rovers. Relegated with Blackburn Rovers to League One. Left Wrexham of his own accord as well. Okay. Shawnee Dyche, let's have a look at him. He left Everton probably by getting sacked, I think. He did. And then he went to West Ham about 11 months later and has then been sacked about 14 months later. Oh dear. Okay. Jake Littlejohn also not in charge of anyone. He was at Norwich to begin with as a coach. He's been at Bradford City for 2 years. I think he probably left there to go to Crawley. No, sacked. And then he went to Crawley very quickly. 10 months. 9 months in a day. Yeah, okay. So a long time he was unemployed. A pregnancy, if you will. And then he got sacked as the manager of Crawley as well. Okay, so this is not going as I hoped. Ryan Mason's at Fulham. He was at Millwall. He's at 143 current ability. He's wanted by RB Leipzig. Again, we're only 5 years into the future. So, let's give it time. But a lot less has happened here than I kind of hoped for. Let's go and have a look at some of the leagues then and see what's been going on. Well, Arsenal have just won the league. City have won it every year before that. Let's look at the managers then. So we've got Mikel Arteta is still there at Arsenal. Loads of foreign managers still. No one's really giving. I was going to say no one's really giving managers the time of day. Although Leeds have given Neil Critchley the nod, who has got a potentiality of 145, who is English. Why, oh why, has he not got max potential? United have got Thomas Tuchel in charge, Arne Slot's at Newcastle, Dave Conlon at Sheffield United. There we go. Something's happening. Manager of Stockport left, I think, to go to be the manager of Stoke, and then left to go and be the manager of Sheffield United. Yes. Oh, he's not been sacked. And he's just been promoted from the championships. From the championship, he's now 120 current ability. Dave Conlon, keep an eye on him then. Richard Naylor at Southampton. Ruud van Nistelrooy's gone to Spurs. Suzesh Rehman, English and Pakistani, 200 potential ability. Now, Richard Naylor, we've been on old Richie Nails. He's English. He's not got the max potential ability. Now, the only thing I can think of, really, is in terms of in the pre-game editor, they are not considered. Their staff role is not at 20 for being a manager. It's probably at like 18, and it's improved to 20 over time during the game. That's the only reason I can think of. He's not got it. He's wanted by Barcelona and RB Leipzig, which would be insane, especially considering all these max potential managers. And you could have Richard Naylor going to Barcelona. That would be mental. Spain, then, Real Madrid and Barcelona have been sharing the league, mainly Real Madrid, to be fair. And Russell Martin is the manager of Atletico Bilbao now. Yes, max potential. Simeone still at Atletico Madrid. Carlos Tevez is at Cadiz. Everybody else, Jurgen Klopp still at Real Madrid. Ruben Amorim is at Sevilla. Sebastian Hoeneß at Sociedad. Everyone else is still not English. Italy, wow. AC Milan and Inter Milan with 2 titles each, and Lazio with 1. Xavi's at Roma. Gattuso's at Cagliari. Vinny Comp at AC, as we've already mentioned. Big man Ralph's at Genoa. Yeah, big man Ralph. And he's wanted by Saudi Arabia. Kieran McKenna is at Napoli. Again, 156 potential ability. Is it because English is his second nationality? Is he Northern Irish? That might be his issue. Who knows? Brendan Rodgers is at Torino. The Bundesliga, won every single year by Bayern Munich. And they have Marco Rose in charge. Anybody else? I mean, I'm not looking at any of these. Don't really look like they've got many English names there. So, yeah. Okay. PSG have just dominated France as well every single season. And the managers there, they've got Shevchenko at Saint Etienne, which is irrelevant, just a talking point, I guess. No one else. So, yeah, not a lot has happened in those first 5 years. Okay, we're going to quickly go through the rest of the experiment. We've got a 30-year simulation overall, so we're just going to go in 5-year jumps. Let's go to 2033. And while you're here, if you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. Loads of weird and wacky, wonderful experiments sometimes produce insane results. So, yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, go and watch some of the other videos on the channel. After you finish this one, though, don't ruin my engagement. Like the video as well, if I didn't say before. Yeah. Straight into the shortlist, and 7 people are there. Who's gone? Ryan Mason's still there. He's now the manager of Tottenham. John Terry, unemployed. He's been at Swansea as a coach, been at Maidstone as a manager. Sacked as the manager of Maidstone. Wayne Rooney's not there. They'd tell you that for free. Sean Dyche is at Leeds. He's at 165. Ryan Mason up at 173, so he's making his mark. But he makes his mark anyway. He's been at Napoli for a couple of years, Fulham for 3, so he's done very well. It looks like he's not actually been sacked. He may have been. Let's see. So he hired as a Millwall manager, got promoted, left, gone to Fulham, won the FA Cup, left, went to Napoli, manager of the year, and then left and went to Spurs. Wow, he's had a great time of it as Ryan Mason. Graham Potter is gone as well. And of course, 181 people left. So over half of the people have actually left. And as you can see, in terms of current ability, let's look at this. Ryan Mason is now climbed up into second. Russell Martin, who we saw last time at Bilbao, he's been to Sheffield United and he's the current manager of Scotland. Liam Rossini at Bristol City, he's done some serious growth. He's now in the 170s as well. Des Buckingham is at Oxford United, Rob Edwards at Bolton, Stephen Schumacher at Cardiff, Danny Cowley at West Ham. Eddie Howe and Stephen Gerrard unemployed. Stephen Gerrard went from Al Ettifaq to Cadiz, where he was there for a year, and he's been unemployed for the last 3. You've got quite a few managers here of sort of championship level teams, but we're not really seeing much happening in terms of the actual Premier League. Frank Lampard's been unemployed for the last 4 years as well. I can't imagine him hanging around for too much longer. Man City have won the league 4 times in a row in the last 4 years. Pep's still there. 16 and nearly 17 years Pep's been there. He's won another Champions League. Dortmund have just won a Champions League, actually, with Matthias Gisel in charge. Chelsea have not got a manager at the minute. Unai Emery got sacked. He did win a Champions League in his time. Sebastian Hoeneß has gone to Manchester United. Richard Naylor, is he still there at Southampton? He never went to Barcelona. That's disappointing, isn't it? Sean Dyche at Leeds, as we've mentioned. Andy Reid is at Hull. He's Irish, so he's not going to have the potential ability. Helena Costa. Tony Mowbray is at Brentford. I wondered if Tony Mowbray would get involved. Thomas Tuchel's gone to Aston Villa and Deschamps is at Arsenal. Okay. Patrick Vieira is at Roma now. We've got Thiago Motta at Inter Milan, Robbie Keane at Brianza, Thomas Berg at Cagliari, Vinny Comp still at AC Milan, Marco Rose at Juve, Zinedine Zidane at Salernitana, Carlos Tevez has come over to Italy to Spezia, Brendan Rodgers at Torino, not seeing much. Spanish League, Barcelona and Real Madrid still sharing the spoils. Ralph's at Bilbao, Luis Enrique's at Barcelona, Jurgen Klopp's still at Real Madrid. We're not seeing much else. Leipzig did win a league title, but Bayern Munich have won 4. And we're not seeing the potential ability of these managers really changing the world or doing that much, which is actually disappointing. So I think we're going to have to do max current ability in an experiment going forward. Sort of, give them the fighting chance to actually do something. Because, it's just been one of those things. They've not actually hit their potential. I thought they would do. Given the fact I'd changed some of their hidden attributes, but I guess not. I guess maybe you improve when you're actually the manager of a team. And I think there's probably more teams than managers. Also, more managers than there is teams. So you can find yourself unemployed for a long time. And when you actually go for a job, there's probably multiple people who are equally as qualified as you for that job. So that's why you're seeing managers who've got decent current ability and very high potential, like your Steven Gerrard, your Frank Lampard, your Wayne Rooney's, not getting jobs and being unemployed for years and years. Wayne Rooney got sick of it and retired to go and do whatever, I guess. But, it is what it is. Valverde's in charge of England. We've got France and Netherlands have won World Cups and run up Norway and Denmark. Scandinavia doing pretty well there. Fair play to them. England did, however, win a Euros in 2024, beating Norway in the final. Then Italy beat Portugal and Netherlands beat England just recently. Okay. I think Ryan Mason's the man, isn't he? Ryan Mason's the one who's going to really kick on. I mean, unfortunately, Jake Littlejohn's only at 124. He's still 42 though, so he's got plenty of time to kick on. Be interesting if he does. Sure he will. Let's go another. Should we go? Let's go. We'll go 7 years. I'm going to go 8 years to 2041 because then the final jump will be 12 years to 2053. That sounds about right, doesn't it? Let's go to 2041 then. Only 3 people on our staff shortlist. So Jake Littlejohn's gone. Damien Beckford-Quayle is now the director of football at Shepshed. He's been there with the whole experiment. 23 years and 23 days. Mental. Didn't really improve that much either. Neil Ardley is wanted by Derby. He's moved up through the gears, and through the teams. But he's still only 114 current ability. Disappointing. Ryan Mason, on the other hand, is at 187 and is at Newcastle. He's been at Spurs, he's been at England, been at Benfica. Again, though, he was unemployed for 2 years between then and then he's come to Newcastle. So even a manager of Ryan Mason's quality has not managed to make it. There's only 98 people here in terms of current and potential ability now. Altinibek Antonev, 200. He's a regen. Why is he so blurred? You pull that from CCTV. Liam Douglas, another regen. So you've got some regens now in here. Des Buckingham, 186, under a 20 million bid from Tottenham. He's grown really well, actually. So big old Des, 56 years old, could be going to Spurs. Sachs as manager of Wolves, left Leicester of his own accord, currently at Brentford, probably going to leave there of his own accord. He was sacked as manager of Bournemouth, as at Oxford. Plenty of sackings in his career for old Des Buckingham. Danny Cowley's at Eintracht Frankfurt. Liam Senior at Burnley. Ben Hart at Bournemouth. He's a set piece coach. Martin Patterson, he's been around. He's been around and he's got himself to 175. Russell Martin has also been around in and amongst it. He was also at 175. In terms of the Premier League, you've got Arsenal. So Man City and Spurs have won 1. Arsenal have won 3 in the last 5 years. But it's 8 years we've been. So Man City, Arsenal, and Man City again. Vincent Kompany's now at Arsenal. So he's left AC Milan in 2034. Come here. So he's been here for 7 years. And he's won a Champions League with Arsenal. Of course he has. Leipzig, Matthias Jassel. Man City, still got Pep. Barcelona got Reen Maric. 24 years, 362 days for Pep at Manchester City. It's one of those situations where realistically you're not seeing the growth of the managers as anywhere near as much as you would potentially the players. And that's a cause for concern, in my opinion. So, yeah, there's definitely things that have got to change going forward in these kind of experiments. United have got Jamie Grimes in charge. Who's this guy? Under 18s assistant. He was a player until 2025, so he's just regened himself up in terms of attributes. Chris Spenlove is at Norwich. Greg Sloggett. Yeah, you see a lot of players have retired and gone on to become managers and now sort of taking over these teams. And we're not seeing, many getting the big jobs, which is very different to what I expected. Very different indeed. But this just opens up a world of possibilities going forward. Let's just quickly whip down the leagues. Rasmus Christensen going to become the manager. Andy Reid at Sociedad. Got no one who's got an English name there. Dortmund have won the league most recent season. Bayern have won it every other season though. They've got De Zerbi in charge. Danny Cowley at Frankfurt, as we've already mentioned. But everybody else, again, same sort of thing. In Italy, we've got Xabi Alonso at Blue Neri. Issa Diop at Bari. Johnny Jackson has gone to Napoli. There you go. Johnny Jackson, who has got potential ability. At the start of this, was the manager of AFC Wimbledon. He's then since managed Rotherham, Hull, Leicester and Newcastle before coming over to Italy and Napoli. It's the first time we've really seen someone in a foreign league who's actually doing something with themselves. Olympique Lyon have won the league last 3 years in a row. Have we got anyone in France? Doesn't look like it. I mean, you've got players like Boubakary Samer, who's retired from being a footballer, become a manager. 128 potential. Got plenty of other players you could have, or managers. Okay, let's go to the end. 2053 then. The staff shortlist is not empty. Damien Beckford-Quayle's there, but Ryan Mason's the only one to survive. He's at 200 out of 200. Back at Spurs for another stint in 2044 to now, where he's won the Premier League, the FA Cup. He's won a Champions League, so Spurs have Champions Leagues under their belt. Atletico Madrid have won Champions Leagues. Man City, they've got a regen in charge. Arsenal, they've got Johnny Jackson. Wow. Johnny Jackson's done well for himself. Left Napoli in 2041. Basically, when we were last here, he's now at 190 out of 200 at 70 years old. Looks good for 70. And in terms of his milestones, he's won Champions Leagues. He's won FA Cups, Carabao Cups. He's won the Premier Division as well. Look at that. Aston Villa have won a Premier League last season. Aston Villa actually won multiple league titles. Fair play to them. Zesh Rahman, he's now at Inter Milan as a director of football. He's done pretty well, though. He's moved around a lot, and he did very well for Aston Villa. He probably did get to his potential. No, got 184 out of 200. That's a name I recognise from when we've looked in the past. Fair enough. Right, okay. Only 32 have max potential ability now. Des Buckingham is a scout at Arsenal. He's been a scout since 2049, actually. Won the Europa League with Spurs. Underwhelming for Des, to be honest. As we've seen, Johnny Jackson is at Arsenal. And Martin Patterson is gone to Bayern Munich. He's been here for just over a year. He was at Man City for a bit, Brentford for a bit, Premier Division champions. So we've started to see some stuff happen. I don't know, it's been slow, and there's only been a handful of players, like managers, that have actually done something, which is underwhelmed. Excuse me. It's underwhelmed somewhat. I thought there'd be more managerial movements. I thought there'd be more drama, a bit more things happening. That's not been the case, unfortunately, but the managers that have made it, it's been interesting, to say the very least. And I am very pleased that we did sort of run this experiment the way we did, because realistically, I thought they were going to improve a lot more. It's very interesting to know that they actually don't. Yeah, when we're looking down here, we were just seeing regens upon regens upon regens. Yeah, Bert Verhoeven. Yeah, everyone's almost a regen now. Because there was so many, if we look over the shortlist, and we don't really need to look over the leagues, do we? Because there's literally only 32 people who are found. And we're seeing a lot of these people at lower league clubs still. No one's abroad. And that's that. That's the end of today's experiment. It's been one without too much verve and too much madness of change it. But sometimes these experiments don't quite hit. Sometimes these experiments don't quite give the results that we kind of hoped for. But I think it does offer something interesting at the very least, given the fact that a lot of the managers didn't make the potential ability. To be honest, only one did. That was Ryan Mason. Although Liam Douglas, no, he's just a regen that's probably amazing. But yeah, that's the end of today's experiment. Hope you enjoyed. Look out for more managerial ones. I'm going to do max current ability, maybe for England or maybe for the whole world or something. Any suggestions, let me know in the comments down below. Also, any other suggestions for other experiments, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to go and rest my voice, so hopefully and I record another video tomorrow. I don't quite sound like this. Go and get some Barocca and all that good stuff. While you're here, subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. But most importantly, take good care of yourselves, gang. I'll see you soon.